So I wanted to share with you an essay that I really loved. It was written by a student who took my online course last year. It was written on a somewhat uncommon topic, which was Trivial Pursuit, the board game. And I want to walk you through it and tell you what I love about it. This was a student who worked really hard on the course. She ended up having some great results. She got into USC and Boston College and Wesleyan and Stanford. And just as a heads up, I'm not saying that if you write your essay like this that you will definitely get into Stanford, but here's what you can create if you work hard and you've got a few of the right resources. So check out this essay. Unfold the board and lay out the pieces. It is family game night. Tonight, Trivial Pursuit. My family's worn game of Trivial Pursuit is played almost every Friday and Saturday night. With the blue wedge in front of me, I prepare to dominate using every hint I can get, often in the form of terrible puns, to answer the questions. Each category reflecting a key part of my personality. You see what she did there? So first of all, it's a really clear setup. First sentence, right? Second sentence, Trivial Pursuit. And then that next paragraph gives us a sense that this is going to be a college essay, that each part of the Trivial Pursuit pie thing, and if you haven't seen that, you can just Google that, but each one is going to show some part of her personality. Now, this is great because one of the things that I encourage students to do is to think of a topic or a thematic thread that could possibly split into different parts that they could connect to different parts of themselves. Here's a great one. Next paragraph, blue, geography. In the 10th grade, I engaged in an outdoor education program that allowed students to plan and lead trips all over my home province of beautiful British Columbia. I informed others on the amazing ecology surrounding us, led others through bonding exercises, and taught myself how to make a killer homemade wilderness mac and cheese sauce. I also learned patience when I spilt the boiled macaroni noodles on the forest floor. So a few things that I love that she's doing. One is she's connecting to one of what I call the islands of her personality, which is her love of nature. In this case, she's connecting it to the geography from the Trivial Pursuit. She's also using some really nice details. Notice the homemade wilderness mac and cheese sauce. That's not going to be in anybody else's essay. And then the third thing is notice that value, patience. So she's giving the reader a sense of here's the quality that I'm going to be bringing with me to the college campus. Next paragraph. Brown, literature. J.K. Rowling once said that in dreams we enter a world that is entirely our own. But my favorite thing about reading is the invitation to step into a world constructed by an entirely different mind. Whether it's looking through the eyes of an unbroken American World War II prisoner of war, or the eyes of a young Sully Wraith from The Barrel, I always find a way to be truly mesmerized by the words of others. I've also learned, like Lemony Snicket before me, to never trust someone who has not brought a book with them. So again, you've got some specific details there that are going to pop that are probably not going to be in anybody else's essay, and she's got a nice little insight there about the importance of reading to her. Never trust someone who doesn't have a book with them. Next paragraph, pink, entertainment. I've spent an immeasurable amount of time honing my skills as an absolute comic nerd. With a passion for the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man and the Dark Knight, I have amassed a peculiar knowledge that, however potentially useless, taught me many life lessons. Great, sets us up. What are those lessons? Starting in the Great Depression with Superman, comics mirror our society. Stan Lee, the son of Jewish immigrants, showed me that thriving as an outsider, or X-Man, can be a superpower in and of itself. So again, she's got really cool values. In this case, comics, which might seem sort of, superficial, are teaching her about history. It's a mirror for our society. Again, these are qualities that she would bring with her to the college campus. Next paragraph, yellow, history. I have triple citizenship in the UK, US, and Canada. My family, not originally from Canada, is an interesting tapestry of the different English dialects. This comes out most prominently at family dinners. To my family, the pronunciation of herb, possibly herb, is anything but trivial. Nice play on words there. Shows her sense of humor. Is color spelled with a U or not? I don't know sometimes. We eat at a British pub frequently for Trivia Tuesdays. Here my family combines their diverse knowledge to answer questions about what flag is not square, Nepal, and when Bruce Springsteen sang Born in the USA, 1984. Again, lovely details that aren't going to be in anybody else's essay, but again, she's showing those values of family and culture through the examples that she's giving. Next paragraph, orange, sports. When asked why I joined the rowing team, I replied that it was a good way to make friends. Tearing my ACL stopped me from playing sports for my junior year, but that was not the end of my season. I took on new roles. I began scorekeeping tournaments, creating schedules, and ordering uniforms. I also took to reading, baking, and I even learned to knit to relieve the massive amounts of anxiety and depression I was feeling. Now, another student might take that, I injured my ACL and make that their whole essay. Instead, she's made it one paragraph, one chapter of her life, and it's connected to, again, the sports part of Trivial Pursuit, which is a nice tie back into the central theme. And then she moves on. Green, science, my favorite color to land on. So now we get to see her science side. My personal experience and interest in football was a catalyst for my interest in neuroscience. The research around concussions in the NFL is horribly fascinating. You didn't expect her to say that. That's what I call a moment of insight, where we get an insight into what is her perspective on this, where we get a sense of just how she views the world. Anesthesia used during my surgery led to 48 hours of an unmovable leg. This extremely rare occurrence was something my surgeon had not seen before. After an electromyogram, it was discovered that my sciatic nerve was damaged. Upon further research, out of 200,000 ACL replacements, approximately 8 resulted in nerve damage. That's about 0.004% of cases. I find the topic of nerves and the way our body operates on neural signals so stimulating and close to home that I hope to study it in the future. Again, another student could have done their whole essay on just that part of here's why I want to study this, but instead she makes it one paragraph. We get that flash of, that look into that part of her life, and she moves on. When separated into many disjointed parts, I am a sporty bookworm, I am a Canadian American. However, like a Trivial Pursuit wedge holder, I am a culmination of dissimilar and colorful pieces that form a full, game-winning wheel of cheese. So again, she says, I am a wheel of cheese. She comes back to this sense of humor, which shows, hey, here's somebody who, even though she's really smart and she's got the science side and the sports side, all these different sides of her personality, she's somebody who is, I think, fun to be around. Like when I read this, I like her. I want her on my campus. So just to recap, one of the great things you can do, and one of the things that I talk about in the course, is how do you come up with a topic that involves something that you know a lot about and that you can connect to many different sides of who you are. That's what I got. Hope this essay inspired you. It inspired me, and maybe I'll see you on the course.